Hello everybody and welcome to Nickel Artworks art channel. Today what we're going to be doing is copying Drawfee again by turning some Dark Souls bosses into Pokemon. I think their challenge was to turn Pokemon into Dark Souls bosses, but nonetheless I completely am ripping them off. The first boss I decided to draw was the Asylum Demon, which is just this big old green guy with some nasty teeth and some antlers growing out of his elbows. I'm gonna be honest, I consider this one more of a warm-up than anything because he ends up just looking like a big ol' Shrek. Nothing better than a big ol' Shrek. But I mean, I have heard the comments Shrek should be in Smash, so maybe if Shrek was a Pokemon, he would be in Smash, you know? We've gotta get Shrek in Smash, and Donkey. For real though, like, if Shrek got in Smash, I think everyone in the world would rejoice. It would be the decision of a lifetime. Sakurai would become the new god. It would be great. Anyway, back to the Asylum Demon. I think he's like the first or second boss in one of the games. Because I feel like I fought him before, I just don't remember. It's probably like Dark Souls 2 or something. But I'm not really even super familiar with Dark Souls, to be honest. I've played all of the games, but only for like an hour or two. Because I would, obviously, because of the nature of the game, get really frustrated and just stop playing when I would get stuck somewhere. But nonetheless, I find the design really cool of all of the world and the characters. Like, it looks really drab, but like on purpose, you know, obviously. And the monsters look really gross. I saw a meme of the Pokemon, I think it's Sun, the Pokemon Sun Wolf, who has a sword in his mouth. Apparently there's a Dark Souls boss that is a wolf with his sword in his mouth. So maybe Bowser, who designed the Pokemon, maybe he did the challenge too. When talking about Nintendo, it's hard not to bring up that literally the guy who runs the company is named Bowser, who is the same name as the big bad guy in the series. Like, how does that even happen? That's crazy. Like, Bowser's running the company? Where's Mario to save the day? Honestly, I wish I could afford a Switch. At this point, it's been out for so long. But it still costs, like, if you want to buy a few games and the Switch and the Pro Controller, it'll end up costing like $800. It's a lot of money for a console. I was also thinking that if I bought the Switch, I would want to get the Ring Fit. That game looks fun as heck, and it looks like it would get you in shape real quick. Like, if you're playing that game for an hour, like, you'll be freaking swole. You'll become One Punch Man before you know it. You're gonna be a big old guy, you know? Muscular as heck. Eating 3 venisons a day. You know it. I swear, if you play Ring Fit, you'll just run into Canute at a weightlifting meet, and you'll be like, he'll be in awe, you know. You'll be so big, you'll be so muscular. He'll just see you and be like, "Whoa, the nerds! There's an uprising." But anyway, here's my Shrek. Yeah, he's not that great, but that's okay. Moving on, we have the Minotaur Demon, who I think turned out really well. This is my favorite Pokemon of the 3 that I drew. I think he turns out looking real cool, straight out of Temtem, not straight out of Pokemon. I think the design doesn't look super Pokemon, but it looks straight out of Temtem, and I think it looks really good. I'm happy with it. I tried to draw him like the de-evolution of the Minotaur Demon instead of like the Minotaur Demon, because I think that was my first mistake with the first Pokemon, is that I tried to keep him this big old guy. Like, he could be the final evolution, you know, but like, I think even then it's a bit too exaggerated. And if I just made him a little bit smaller, maybe he would look good. So that was my thought process going into this one. The biggest thing I tried to keep is obviously the horns. I kept them the same size just because I thought if that was consistent throughout his 3 evolutions, it would make sense as a design choice. Anyone else addicted to coffee? Hashtag relatable. I just went to go get coffee while I was doing this. Yeah, I probably shouldn't include that. But like, coffee's so good. Like, I can't get it out of my mind. Every morning, I just have to have my coffee. It's like, okay, it's time to get up, time to get amped, time for my stimulant, you know? Time for my drug. This is my drug, I swear. We're all addicted. Corporate America is at fault for making us okay, sorry. I was trying to go for like oh yeah, this is a conspiracy theorist joke, but I just want to make sure everyone knows I'm joking before it got serious. You know, like, I don't want anyone coming out of this video believing that, like, I believe corporate America and the government are turning us into drug-hounding fiends by giving us coffee. That's not true. It's not. We do it ourselves. We do it to ourselves. But yeah, coffee's real good. I used a goat to make this dude's body. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a goat in real life except at like a petting zoo or something. Do you think a goat looks like a minotaur? Like, a minotaur's supposed to be a bull, but like I didn't want to make him super muscular, so I used a goat. It is not factually correct, but I think it was the right decision because we don't want a muscular second evolution. We can't have Blastoise be the second evolution because then what does the third evolution look like, you know? We have to have consistency in our Pokemon designs, even if they aren't real. And the consistency doesn't actually exist. I also wasn't sure whether I wanted to keep him brown or not. I thought it would look really nice if he was like a gray, like a blue-gray, you know? Like desaturated blue. Nice old close to gray-black. But like, these original colors are brown, so I just left them like that. So maybe if someone is watching this and they feel like reskinning him, you know, figure it out. I'm not going to provide any line work. You have to steal it from the video, but I'd love to see it if you make a gray version. I'm sure it would look really cool, and I'm too lazy. Whoa, oh, here's our man. Whoa, wow, he looks so good. And now for our last boy, we've got a Sanctuary Guardian, who is literally just a lion with a scorpion tail, some goat horns, and 2 pairs of wings. I feel like that seems like some kind of thing that would already be, like, talked about in mythology. Maybe it's based on some sort of mythological creature, because I feel like I've heard of creatures like this before, where they just mix a crap ton of animal features and they just shove them all in one single design for a creature in some sort of mythos, or book, or video game. But, like, I don't know what the base normally is for these creatures. Like, maybe they don't normally have a giant scorpion tail that would just have so much poison in it that an elephant would get hurt. Or maybe they wouldn't have these frickin' wings the size of the Burj Khalifa, which is the biggest building in the world, by the way, in case you didn't know, because I didn't. I just googled that right now to make this bad joke. If you did know about it, you should definitely go into some sort of trivia contest or bar or something, because you will have a good time. Because I don't know how anyone knows what the biggest building is without just randomly looking it up and knowing a bunch of silly facts. You wise guy. Actually, you know what could be fun? I'm going to run a little trivia quiz in this video. Leave your answers in the comments below. I'm going to look up a random trivia fact and I'm going to ask you guys to answer, alright? In 3, 2, 1. What is the official nickname of Texas? Anyone? Anyone know? I sure don't, but I'll tell you now because the website told me, alright? In 3, 2, 1. The answer is the Lone Star State. Now, that makes me wonder about other states. Do other states have nicknames? Like, let's say, if Texas is the Lone Star State, is California the Social Star State because of their popularity in Hollywood? Or maybe the Social Star State would actually be like some country that's socialist. So then they wouldn't be this Social Star State, they would be this Social Star country, you know? I'm actually from Canada, by the way, and some people would consider Canada to be vaguely socialist if you're super capitalist, because we have things like free healthcare and stuff like that. But I think we have a good mix of socialism and capitalism. But I'm not super well educated on politics or economics, so I can't say whether that's a good thing or not, but specifically for me, it's a good thing because I get free healthcare and stuff. So, I mean, I'm happy. Nonetheless, I'm gonna get back on topic with our little lion boy. Basically, what I did with him is I thought it would be funny to use a house cat's body as his body, trying to still go with like the minimal approach. But I don't find it ended up having a similar effect to what we did on the other dude, on the second guy. I find it didn't end up looking the same sort of like miniature dude look. But anyway, here he is. I think he looks decent. He looks a lot better than Shrek, but you know. I guess my big takeaway from this kind of challenge is just that you need to have a good grasp on like the style of the thing you want to do in order to reproduce it, which is pretty obvious, but I don't feel like I reproduced the style of Pokemon at all, to be honest. Even in the second one, the second guy, who I think looks really good, he doesn't look like a Pokemon, you know? We talk about how the newest Pokemon game doesn't have sort of a Pokemon style similar to the other ones, but you know, if you're a different designer, your stuff is going to look completely different unless you're like super well versed at copying other people's styles, you know? So it's difficult, but you can still create some good stuff while trying. I also learned the importance of just taking your time during the first round of line work, because like during the first challenge, which was like the warm-up Shrek, you know, I had to redo the lines after the original sketch because I didn't do them cleanly or consistently. But then for the other two, I didn't bother doing that because I was just willing to do it right the first time. And yeah, if you stuck around till this point, thanks for watching. You can check out my Instagram and Twitch at the same handle as my YouTube. And, like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, you have to do the sellout YouTube stuff. And thanks, so bye. Loud is funny, haha. Yeah, haha. Yeah, haha. I'm so sorry.